Dear students, very good morning. How do you do? Are you enjoying the sessions? At least have you started watching videos again and again of different subjects, including our subject transportation engineering? Okay. In the last class, we have studied and understood what is RAP, recycled or reclaimed asphalt pavement. This is the one wherein the waste materials, that means bituminous concrete pavement or cement concrete pavement, when it comes for more maintenance, the whole slab is removed, that is demolished. The waste materials can also be reused in the construction. And how it is managed with current management options, recycling, disposal, and different highway uses, we have observed in the last class. Today in this class we will see furthermore content. First of all, processing requirements. Hot mix asphalt, that is central processing facility. Recycled hot mix is normally produced at a central wrap processing facility which usually contains crushers, screening limit units, belt conveyors to convey the material, and stackers. After it is crushed, then it should be stacked in the form of a heap. So if this pandemic disease comes to an end, then definitely you will be taken to a crushing plant, bituminous plant, etc. for site visit. There all processing steps, how it is processed, what are jaw crushers, primary crushers, secondary crushers, tertiary crushers, in order to get small sizes of aggregate for road construction. It will be possible for you to watch during site visit. Let us hope for the best. We will be getting that opportunity by the grace of Almighty God. So always we should think positive. So recycled hot mix is normally produced at central wrap processing facility, which usually contains crushers, screening units, conveyors, that is also named as belt conveyor. Simply we call it as conveyor. For example, transit theodolite. How you used to call and speak always 22nd theodolite. 22nd theodolite means transit theodolite. In the same way, belt conveyor is nothing but can be said as conveyors and stackers designed to produce and stockpile a finished granular RAP product processed to the desired gradation. Gradation means segregation of different sizes of aggregates which are necessarily required for construction of pavements. Hot mix asphalt, in placing recycling. In place recycling. Hot in place recycling is a process of repaving that is performed as either a single or multiple pass operation using specialized heating, scarifying, rejuvenating, laydown and compaction equipment. Cold mix asphalt, central processing facility. The wrap processing requirements for cold mix recycling are similar to those for recycled hot mix, except that the graded RAP product is incorporated into cold mix asphalt paving mixtures as an aggregate substitute. So instead of directly using the produced aggregates, we are going for waste material. After it is crushed in the central unit plant, it will be graded, means gradation is done, and then this graded RAP product is used. Thereby it can be considered as sustainable development. Sustainable means we can save or we can use this natural material for a longer period. That is known as sustainable development. You have studied in FE, BCE also. Now, cold mix asphalt in place recycling. The cold in place recycling process involves specialized plants or processing trains whereby the existing pavement surface is milled to a depth up to 150 mm, that is 6 inches. It is removed, processed, mixed with asphalt emulsion or foamed asphalt and placed and compacted in a single pass. There is no processing required prior to the actual recycling operation. Clear? Now, granular base aggregate. To produce a granular base or sub-base aggregate, RAP must be crushed. The removed or demolished pavement debris should be crushed first, and then it should be screened using different sieves. A set of sieves is established at the plant and blended with conventional granular aggregate or sometimes reclaimed concrete material. Stabilized base aggregate. To produce a stabilized base or sub-base aggregate, RAP must also be crushed, screened, same procedure, then blended with one or more stabilization reagents so that the blended material with or when compacted will again gain the strength. Stabilized reagents like fly ash, brickbats, some other materials which could be used as stabilized agent which will gain good strength. Embankment or fill. Stockpiled RAP material may also be used as a granular fill or base for embankment or backfill construction. Although such an application is not widely being used and does not represent the highest or most sub-base use for the RAP. More popularly might not have been used, but nowadays, so as to conserve the natural resources, so as to show the sustainable development in each and every sector. You take plastic industry, whatever the waste of plastic that will be collected and recycled so as to make it reuse. Even plastics are used in road construction also. That is a waste material that can be used effectively when it is mixed with hot bitumen. Bitumen also properties of bitumen material is enhanced, and when it is used in road construction, definitely it will become sustainable. This is reclaimed asphalt. How the debris is collected and shown in this photograph, you can understand. This is the pavement material which is removed from the location. Then these will be taken to the crushing plant or centralized plant as we have explained in the earlier slides, and it will be sieved through to get different sizes of aggregates for different purposes. Materials. Just let me zoom it. Physical properties. The properties of RAP are largely dependent on the properties of the constituent materials and the type of asphalt concrete mix, that is wearing surface, binder course, etc. Depending upon different courses wherein this RAP material is to be used, the properties are also to be desirable. Both milling and crushing can cause some aggregate degradation. The gradation of milled RAP is generally finer and more dense than that of the virgin aggregates. Crushing does not cause as much degradation as milling. Consequently, the gradation of crushed RAP is generally not as fine as milled RAP, but finer than virgin aggregates crushed with the same type of equipment. the particle size distribution of milled or crushed RAP may vary to some extent depending on the type of equipment used to produce the RAP, the type of aggregate in the pavement, and whether any underlying base or sub-base aggregate has been mixed in with the reclaimed asphalt pavement material during the pavement removal. That means the particle size distribution of milled or crushed RAP, reclaimed asphalt pavement material, may vary to some extent depending on the type of equipment used to produce the RAP. It depends on the equipment also. The type of aggregate in the pavement, which type of aggregate was used in the pavement, and whether any underlying base or sub-base aggregate has been mixed with the reclaimed asphalt pavement material during the pavement removal. Have they got mixed up with each other from sub-base, base, etc. are also required to be looked into. That is the meaning of the statement. Now, typical range of particle size distribution in reclaimed asphalt pavement RAP percentage by weight passing. 21.37.5 mm, 25 mm, 18 mm or 19 mm, 12.5 mm, 9.5 mm or 10 mm, we can take round figure, etc. Percentage passing is also given. The first one will be passing 37.5 mm shall be 100%. The next size may be 85 to 100%. So likewise, these percentage of passing by each sieve which is mentioned are different. Concept of super pave mix design. This must be last but one. Super pave procedure is considered as an improved method for producing a good performing asphaltic paving mix. It is a short name for superior performing asphalt pavement. So super pave mix is also may be understood as superior performing asphalt pavement. It is an improved system for specifying the asphalt binders and mineral aggregates, designing asphalt mixtures and predicting pavement performance. This is super pave mix design photograph. You can see here. The super pave mixture design and analysis system uses three rigorous degrees of testing and analysis to produce a well-performing mixture for a given pavement project, which include careful material selection and volumetric proportioning. This is self-understandable. Nothing much deep explanation is required. Carefully, material should be selected and proper volumetric proportioning should be done. Intermediate mix testing and analysis in order to optimize the asphalt mixes based on estimate of pavement performance for critical and high traffic volume projects. It should be critically estimate for critical and high traffic volume. Critically, it should be estimated with respect to pavement performance. Next point, advanced mix testing and analysis in order to get better optimization of the asphalt mixes through sophisticated estimate of pavement performance for more critical and higher traffic volume projects. Specially, objective of a mixed design. The objective of a mixed design is to select and proportion the mix materials to get an economical blend of a paving mix having certain desired properties over the service life of the pavement. These desired properties include sufficient strength to resist the traffic loading without pavement deformation, sufficient flexibility to resist fatigue cracking. Third property could be good workability. So you must have come across in second year itself workability, that is slump. The minimum value of slump, etc. you must have already studied. So that indirectly dictates about fluidity during working. Enable proper laydown and compaction. Why it is required good workability? In order to enable proper laydown and compaction. Improper workability, a high value or lower value, will not allow for proper compaction. Water resistive. Water resistive. Did not disintegrate or strip due to adverse effect of water. This should be seen, because when water comes in contact with bitumen, chances of or probability of stripping out from the surface of the aggregate will be more. That should be taken care of. It should be durable to have the original good properties over the service life without unacceptable aging or water induced damages. Enough surface friction properties to resist skidding of the vehicle. Vehicle should not skid. For that, the surface should have enough friction properties. To attain these desired properties, the asphalt mix composition should have sufficient quantity of asphalt binder to resist the adverse effect of water, but not high enough that produce a weak strength. Second point, sufficient voids in mineral aggregate VMA to have enough spaces for asphalt to enable good aggregate coating and film thickness. This is to get good durability. So durability may be enhanced by proper coating of bitumen over the RAP material. Until unless it is coated properly, the durability cannot be enhanced. Suitable air voids content, enough air void content to allow for further compaction, that is densification, due to traffic, but not so high that can result in pavement deformation. So voids content should be allowed, but it should not be allowed to such an extent that when heavy traffic movement can result in the pavement deformation. This pavement deformation should be avoided. To such an extent, the void should be allowed. That is the meaning. Levels of supermix design. The design and analysis procedures to be used depend on the traffic level of the pavement project. Level 1, volumetric mix design for low traffic pavements, volumetric mix design and intermediate performance prediction tests, volumetric mix design and enhanced performance prediction tests. So these three levels are required to be seen into or looked into. Volumetric mix design steps. How this is being done? First of all, you have to select proper material. selection of the design aggregate structure, selection of the design asphalt binder content, and evaluation of the moisture sensitivity of the mix. Last article perhaps, non-destructive evaluation of payments using falling weight deflectometer, FWD. Sometimes even in exam, abbreviations are usually given. That's why please do practice and try to remember the abbreviations for elaborated content like falling weight deflectometer, FWD, CBR, California bearing ratio, SSD, stopping side distance, OSD, overtaking side distance, like that. The falling weight deflectometer is a non-destructive, means without causing any destruction to the pavement. The behavior of the pavement or characteristic of pavement should be evaluated during maintenance work. Pavement loading device capable of exerting a load impulse similar in magnitude and duration to the moving truck and aircraft wheel loads. The FWD unit can produce loads from 1500 to 25,000 pounds force, because this literature has been obtained from internet, thereby the British unit is given. The load is applied to a loading plate by dropping a weight package on a damping system. See here, the load applied to the pavement. This is the setup from where the load is applied during the test. From a suitable height it should be dropped, right? Springing arrangement etc. are also shown in this figure. Signals from the load cell and deflection sensors. So this comes under instrumentation. Such type of instruments which are designed for testing purpose during maintenance period of payments, it is a part of instrumentation. Sensors etc. are being used. Signals from the load cell. Load cell is nothing but the load which will be applied can be noted down directly from the load cells. And deflection sensors are fed into the system processor, which selects peak values and transfers this information to an onboard computer. Means this will be in turn computed to the computer PC, thereby it leads the information to that PC. A computerized system in the tow vehicle monitors and controls. Tow means the testing equipment is attached to the vehicle which will move over the pavement in longitudinal direction, because testing is to be done at different frequent intervals, not at one single point. A typical test sequence is approximately 1 minute long, so testing proceeds vary very rapidly down the street, highway or airfield. The deflection data as well as pavement stationing and operator comments are stored on a floppy disk for analysis after uploading to a personal computer. Means whatever during the test, the engineers' conversations etc. are also being recorded, so that during analysis office will become quite easier. This is one such falling weight deflectometer vehicle. So this instrument is towed to this vehicle so that this can be moved from one place to another place and the testing is carried out. This in turn connected to a computer unit which is embedded inside the vehicle safely. It should be protected from sunlight, heavy wind blow, because these tests are to be performed in the field. Naturally, in field you might have come across and experienced that there could be event of heavy wind blowing with high velocity that may disturb the working process in the field during maintenance works. Therefore, it should be properly housed. Instead of embedded, I would like to put the word housed. It should be properly housed with protection. Thereby the testing can be done comfortably and effectively. That is more important. Always whenever we are doing some work, we should try to make the work more effective. Then the results which we obtain will be optimized or optimistic. Okay, is it clear from photograph how the vehicle is, how the instrument falling weight deflectometer is towed to the vehicle, which in turn housed with a computer system, so that all processing during the work for testing purpose can be saved in the PC, and then it is analyzed to get the results in the office. Applications. In case of rigid payments, locate areas of poor support beneath the joined concrete pavements. Locate areas of poor support beneath the joint of concrete pavements. Jointed concrete pavements. Determine the load transfer across transverse and longitudinal joints. See, suppose if you consider the pavement in this way, for example, this is the longitudinal direction. If I take more width of the pavement, say 2 lane, 4 lane, etc., then concrete slabs are required to be casted. This is the first, this is the first, this is the second, this is the third, this is the fourth, and so on. So you can see between the two, I will take another color pen. This portion in between the two slabs, whatever, in both longitudinal direction and transverse direction, is filled with the sealed material. Water should not be ingressed into the pavement from the surface. For that purpose, it is used by using proper high quality of bituminous material itself or rubber seal. With bituminous material, it should be sealed properly. Determine the load transfer across transverse and longitudinal joints. Okay? Longitudinal joint and transverse joint, both should be seen. Estimate subgrade and pavement layer elastic moduli values of E1 and E2. Estimate the subgrade and pavement layer elastic moduli. The elastic modulus of the material used in different layers will be different. So subgrade, let us call elastic modulus is E1, and other pavement layers may be E2. Develop cost-effective maintenance and rehabilitation. Clear? In case of flexible pavement, determine the structural adequacy of a pavement and identify causes of failure. First of all, we should know what are the various causes of failure, and accordingly the work shall be continued. Determine uniformity of support along a project and identify weak areas. Estimate here also, again, subgrade and pavement layer elastic moduli values, say E1, E2, etc. If there are 3 to 4 layers, usually we use in case of flexible pavement, then modulus of elasticity of the material in each layer or different layer should be assessed, along with the elastic modulus value of subgrade material. Subgrade material ultimately is the soil. Determine, in different layers we may not use aggregate. If there is shortage of aggregate in some location, and if the pavement is not so much of important, because heavy trucks or heavy traffic, vehicular traffic movement may not be there in such locations. We may go for brick bats. That is also having good property, as it is possessed by aggregates, natural aggregates or crushed aggregates. Therefore, elastic modulus of brick bats are entirely different than aggregates. So that is to be assessed. Determine overlay thickness requirements. How much overlay is required? Develop cost-effective maintenance and rehabilitation alternatives. In any case, in any type of payment, we have to arrive the cost-effective maintenance. Then only the project will become economical. References, textbook. This has been told many number of times. Khanna, SK and CEG Justo, Highway Engineering 8th and 9th edition, Nemchand and Brothers, Roorkee. Even you can visit the website http://www.nhai, National Highway Authority of India .organization. So there are so many references material. It has been given in the first introduction class itself. A list has been provided to you. Any textbook or reference book you can use. So today I hope we have completed 6th A unit and B unit both. Thereby 6th unit has come to an end. Just before concluding and say thank you all, I would like to ask one general knowledge question. What is the difference between textbook and a reference book? Anybody? Okay. Textbook is the one which is written and printed with the content of the syllabi which is prescribed by the particular university. 85 to 90% at least. 90 to 95 I can say confidently. 90 to 95% of the syllabus content should be available or shall be made available in that book. That book is known as textbook. Reference book is the one wherein if we want to acquire or enhance more knowledge and more information about particular, for example, bituminous concrete. If we refer one particular textbook, we may get limited amount of information. Suppose if you refer different books and literature, therein out of 200 pages book, suppose, hardly we may require 2 to 3 pages. So when we are referring for a particular material or article to obtain more information related to that particular content, that is known as, in general, reference. Such books are known as reference books. Is it clear? Major difference between textbook and reference book? Okay, it's enough for today. Thank you one and all. Have a good day. We will continue with the quiz, test, assignment on 6th unit also. It will be uploaded. Timely you have to attend and complete with proper correct answers. Neatly you have to write the answers if it is assignment. If it is a quiz test of multiple choice questions, just you have to tick the answers. Am I right? So thereby there should not be any problem to you. We will cover almost all the articles which we have been studied, so that there will not be any problem to you to get through with good knowledge and good marks in exam. If at all pandemic comes to an end and the university decides to hold the exam, then only exams will be held. Otherwise, based on your continuous assessment, starting from the first unit, we are uploading the quiz questions, test, we will be conducting tests after each unit, and as a homework, assignments will be uploaded. Not heavy questions or heavy work. We will think all possibilities, how much with pleasure students can perform and students can do the homework. Accordingly, we will send some questions, typical questions, that too selected by or selected from university question papers. We will refer some MPSC questions, GATE exam questions, and other competitive examination questions. Thereby, it will be more useful to you. Okay, please be hard worker. Thank you. Have a good day.